Welcome, this is Air Fryer Tuck, and today we'll be making baked potatoes. I know you're saying, Air Fryer Tuck, baked potatoes, that's so simple. But let's just think about it for a minute. First of all, heating a whole oven just to make a couple of potatoes, or maybe 4. Second, waiting for the oven to heat up until it's the right temperature. And third, especially if it's one of those hot, humid summer days, that hot oven waiting to cool down and radiating that heat. Before we prepare the potatoes, you may want to preheat the air fryer, usually about 350 degrees for about 4 to 5 minutes. Some air fryers you do, some air fryers you don't, depending on the make, model, and brand. When you pick the potatoes, try and keep them similarly about the same size. That way they'll cook evenly for the same period of time. If you buy them individually, put them on the scale at the store. Or if you buy it in a bulk, once you get it home, just more or less eyeball it so they'll be about similar. Now if you have to have a scale at home, even better. Now one thing we do want to do is we do want to wash the potatoes. Don't forget, potatoes do grow on the ground and dirt does tend to cling on. Now suppliers do try to get as much of that dirt off, but I have found that dirt does still tend to cling on. So we do want to wash the potatoes, and if you happen to have a vegetable scrubber, even better. We want to get as much of the dirt off, also maybe some of those chemicals that might tend to be there. Then when we're done, we want to wipe it down with either a dry cloth or a paper towel. Now this is strictly my preference. I like to coat the potatoes with a thin layer of oil. What this does is it adds a little bit of crispness, and if you decide to put a little salt on the skin, it helps it stick on a little better. Now you can use either a vegetable oil. You can also use other cooking oils, like for instance olive oil, avocado oil, which is high in the burnt index and smoke level, and you also have some others like canola oil, peanut oil, and sunflower oil, especially if it's been refined. Now I just like to put a little capful and then put on each potato, or if you want to, you can just use the brush and brush it on. I strongly recommend, before you bake the potato, to poke a few holes through the skin, and this will prevent the potato from bursting under the extreme heat of the air fryer. I also like to sprinkle a little bit of salt on the skin. Just a thin layer will do it, and you can use either table salt, coarse salt, sea salt, or kosher salt. And again, this is strictly a preference. Place the potatoes in the air fryer tray, making sure to leave enough room between them for proper ventilation, ensuring an even cooking amount. Now for the crucial part, the correct heat and time setting. Remember that settings may slightly differ between brands, and in some cases even between the same models of the same brand. So let's get started. For 2 baked potatoes on most air fryers, it's usually about 400 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes. I have found that on my particular air fryer that the best setting is 400 degrees and the timer set to 40 minutes. If you like the skin a little crispier, you can go 45 to 50 minutes. This is a matter of the brand and model of your air fryer, and of course, trial and error. When there are 15 minutes left, you may want to open the basket to flip them over. Remember, they're going to be very hot. Carefully flip the potatoes over one at a time and set them back in the basket to leave plenty of space between them for proper ventilation. The potatoes are done when a knife or a fork slides into the center with little or no resistance. I prefer a food thermometer where the internal temperature should be more or less around 205 to about 215 degrees. Remember I said to be careful taking it out. It's going to be very, very hot. And there you have it. A ready-to-eat, air-fried baked potato. You can have it just the way it is, or you can add salt, bacon bits, sour cream, or whatever your palate craves for. I do hope that you enjoyed watching my video as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you did, please give a like and a link below, which will let me know that you did. Also, please subscribe so that you'll be able to be notified of all future videos.